How's it going, everyone, and welcome back to another video. In this video I'm going to be doing a review on the Thinkcar 689BT. It's a scan tool that I got sent while I was abroad. I got to test it out for about a month on multiple different makes and models of vehicles. It's also still being used in the workshop by a couple of other techs, and I'm going to be giving you a collective feedback on how I found this tool and whether I'd recommend it. So Thinkcar reached out to me at the start of the year and asked me if I'd be interested in doing this product review. A couple of reasons I said yes. First of all, I've used Thinkcar for the last couple of years. As you can see on my left and right here, I have professional level equipment by them already, and it's my go-to scan tool. If you're familiar with my channel, you would know that because it's ones you see repeatedly when I'm doing diagnosing videos. The second is the equipment I have is on the higher end, so it's quite a few, in some cases thousands of dollars to purchase, and I know a lot of my viewers wouldn't necessarily have a need for that or a reason to pay that type of cost in scan tool outlay. This one sits under $1,000. It's a much cheaper scan tool, and I wanted to see where it sat in comparison to these two and how beneficial it would be on a workshop as well. A lot of us like to grab quick, fast equipment. I want to see where it sat, as I hadn't used one of their mid-range or entry-level price range equipment before. And with that said, I'm going to lay this video out nice and simply. I'm going to show you the unboxing I did first of all, give you an idea of the tool layout. It is a newer piece of equipment than these two here, so the features are a bit different. I'm also going to be taking you through the first vehicles I worked on, giving you an idea of the makes and models that I did while I was over there. And then I'm going to be giving you an overall picture on how I found it. Okay, so this is the box that you get, and this is the case that you get when you buy this scan tool. Box Thinkcar Thinkscan 689BT stands for Bluetooth. It gives you a little bit of information on the side of the packaging as well. So product name, model, battery capacity is 4,150 milliamp hour. Screen size is 8 inches, which is a good size for this type of scan tool in this price range. You have the working voltage, working current, and so on. You also have the frequency on this side that it operates under. So you have the Bluetooth operates on that frequency, megahertz, and the Wi-Fi 2.4. So case wise, I absolutely love this type of case. Very nice carry case that you could store in the back of your car if you're traveling and you want to have a scan tool with you, or if you're doing mobile diagnostics as well. It's very compact. On the inside of the case, we have the Ethernet cable. This is capable of over or remote diagnostics, so DOIP, diagnostic over internet protocol, is capable on this scan tool, which is very good for the price range. What do we have here? That is, looks like a phone line connection to USB. Top section, we have the packaging list that comes with it. So we have the scan tool itself, network cable. That's the cable. The F chassis cable is going to be the cable that you hook up the Ethernet connection to while it's plugged in. Packaging list, user manual. So we have the 3-in-1 charger, we have Type-C cable, network cable, and the dongle, the connector itself. We also have the quick start manual as well for reference, and a breakdown of what you need to do to start it up or set it up if you want it. Foam cover to protect the screen, and on the actual diagnostic tool itself we have a screen protector which comes on, which I'll take off now. Okay, so in the package itself, we have that cable that hooks up. You plug the dongle in one side, you have the Ethernet cable on the other. We have the charge cable. We have the two different connectors, depending on what region that you're actually using this in. And this is the one that's suitable for Ireland. There is no connection suitable for Oz in that packaging, but you can get something if you needed it. But that is that's the one that we'll be using in this region. So very nice case, easy storage, nice protective covering. I like that a lot. Let's have a look now at the actual tool itself. Very nice stand that's on it. That's the full extension of it, but it's rigid, meaning you can hold it on the steering wheel easy. It's not going to flop around. I have done it on a few vehicles already. This is notable, new design, magnet, so you can just store it nice and easy. There was some other scan tools that you'd plug it into the one itself, but that's a very nice and simple way of storing that dongle for easy pack away. On the top we have power button, we have USB and then USB-C, so USB-A, I think USB-C. Very nice design. You've got the ergonomic grip at the side. You also got the protective cover. This is the new style design from Thinkcar. So some of their older products were a bit more bulkier, and this is more of a sleek design than previously. But that's the back side of it. I will turn it around and turn it on now so you can have a look at the front as well. Okay, so this is the home screen that you get when you power it on. Up the top section here we have the battery, we have the time. If you're plugged into the OBD, you'd also have the charge rate of the battery that of the vehicle you're working on, which is also very useful. Connected to the Wi-Fi, you get the speed of how quick it's operating. Down here is a button for the remote assist, if you needed to use that. But a very nice looking scan tool, ergonomic grip at the side, designed for a workshop environment, so easy, clean, protective. They do drop tests on these and to make sure that they're suitable for purpose, fit for purpose, and they are well designed units. Now, the people that wouldn't be familiar with Thinkcar, this is a new style layout that they have. It's more user friendly, it gives a bit more information, so when you're flicking through it, if you weren't familiar what the tabs mean, they break it down a bit more down here. So for example, on the maintenance tab, you would have typically seen all of these boxes all laid out in a list type form, which you can still do. But this time it gives you what it actually is, so air/fuel ratio reset, and then it gives you a bit more information, set or learn the air-fuel ratio parameters. So if you go through ABS, then it says ABS pumped to push out all the air out of the ABS pump, and so on. So you can flick through and it gives you a little breakdown of what that function would be useful for. So again, if you're not, let's say, very familiar with using these scan tools and these symbols, if you're a DIY or new to the diagnostic scene, you would get a nice bit of information to make it easier for you to know what tab to go in and go out. Now, I have to say it is a very straightforward, basic and simple design, which is user friendly. Upgrade. I've already upgraded this. There was 40 something when I went on it first. Lifetime updates comes with this. So if you go against some of the competitors that's on the market, some of them can be over $100 a year for subscription. Some of them can be more. So depending on what scan tool you are using, this could be a very good choice to save you money in the long term. Price point on this is excellent for what it says it does. I will run it through its paces, but it's a very fast scan tool. I wouldn't expect anything less from Thinkcar. Again, I've used them daily in the workshop now for pretty much a couple of years. I have multiple of their products, and I can say safely they're an excellent company and they make excellent equipment. So if this is anything like some of their other ones, I can imagine it will be a very good scan tool as well. That's an overall layout. That's enough talking on the unboxing and so on. I'm going to be testing this out for the next few weeks in the workshop while I'm back in Ireland here. I'm going to be checking on every vehicle I can. There's multiple Fords in the workshop right now. I have Mondeos, I have Focuses. I'm going to be trying it out on that. There's some faults on a Focus that I'm going to be testing. There's other vehicles as well that I'm going to be checking. and I'm going to see what it's like for coverage, what it can do, and how useful this might be in a professional setting and how useful it might be in a DIY setting as well. And hopefully there'll be a very good crossover to where if you purchase this, you'll be able to use it in both. Okay, so the first car I'm going to plug into is this Ford Focus. This is a 2012 model diesel. It's got some issues, got some running faults, so we're going to be able to pull some codes more than likely on this one. And I like, in particular, this stand. Sits nice and easy on steering wheels. Feels pretty solid overall. And of course, that magnetic dongle is a very nice touch. So overall, first impressions are nice feel in the hand, good size and fast. When I did all the upgrades to start off, it was very, very quick. I'm connected to the Wi-Fi now as well, so we'll see what it's like. We'll see what the function's like. So I've it connected up to the OBD, ignition on, and we're going to run a scan on it now. So automatically search, okay. Yes. And we're going to do a health report. Okay, so it's gone through the whole process, got taken away from it from an inquiry, so I'm back at it again. We have a powertrain control module fault, that is continuous. I know what that one is, know what that is. There's more issues with this one, but the faults have been cleared previously. And thankfully, here's a screen grab of some of those fault codes before they were all cleared. Now, before I got onto this vehicle and started doing all my scans, there was some major repairs done, including injector replacement, turbo repairs, and other sensor repairs. This was a multiple fault vehicle that was being worked on. The previous tech had done all the fuel related fault resets, like the fuel injector correction factors and relearns on the fuel system. What you're looking at here is me just going through the list of its capabilities on the Focus, and you can see it's extensive. You've got diesel particulate filter static regeneration, reset water and fuel warnings, reset powertrain control module learned values, reset the exhaust gas temperature values, and down here reset the fuel injector learned values. That was all done before I actually went on to it, and there was just boost related faults still remaining. Okay, so we got a lot of resets there, which is good. All right, so we're going to go to read data stream. And what you're seeing here is the live data information on the fuel rail pressure. So this is something I want to check, as there was injectors replaced. Everything looked good. The graphing functions very smooth in this. I did do a live data test drive screen record, which was also perfect. I then moved on to the turbo. So on startup, I want to see the actuator arm move. And when the engine shut off, I want to see it go back in the same position again, because there was turbo related faults. One thing I did find out is the turbocharger learned values weren't reset, so that is something I wanted to jump onto after I had done my checks. Resetting of the turbocharger learned values in this vehicle. It's another item that this scan tool is capable of doing, so it's got a lot of adaptation and relearn procedures that's inbuilt in it, which makes it an extremely useful and valuable tool. Just pulled in after a large first part of this road test. All the lights are off, performing perfectly, no issues. I'm monitoring live data here beside me as well, using the scan tool, and this is all good. I'm going to give it another extensive drive all the way down, back to the workshop, and if nothing returns, I'm going to put back the covers up and this one will be all done. A reset of the turbocharger learned values is what has cleared this last warning off. And I wanted to insert these real-time clips because it just showcased how powerful this tool is. From start to finish, all jobs were done with this. So injector repairs were done, all live data information was done, test drives done afterwards, and then turbo related faults checked and resets done, which solved all of these issues, and this Focus was now good to go. So a great start to my first impressions on this scan tool, and it was now on to the next vehicle. Okay, I was just in to change the clock, change it over to a European time zone, and what I found here is something I actually wanted to talk about in this video as well. So FCA Diagnostics and Renault Dacia Gateway Unlock. Security gateways in general. So if you're working on vehicles that have that security gateway and blocking off access, you're going to need a scan tool that's compatible so you can gain access to it. Now, I've come across this a number of times when I've been working over in Oz, where we've been blocked from accessing certain, whether it's fault codes, whether it's certain parameters you want to check on. It's Jeeps mainly that I come across it on. But recently, even up to a couple of months ago, I wasn't able to do a service reset on a Jeep. I was blocked from accessing it. There was no manual reset, and it was going to have to be done through a scan tool. And what you have to do for that is register. So if you've never come across this, it's fantastic that a scan tool like this is capable of doing it. It is an add-on cost, but if you're working on a lot of these vehicles, it'll be useful to you. So it just shows here that they have authentication to do it. Thinkcar has cooperated with the FCA, and you only need to purchase authenticated diagnostics on the Thinkcar official website. You can directly use this device to diagnose using advanced diagnostic functions. So you have full capabilities when you purchase it using this tool. For any of you that aren't familiar, there used to be like a bypass cable that you'd have to purchase for the likes of Autel or other similar scan tools. You would have to locate where that bypass cable went into to get past that security gateway block, and you'd be able to read fault codes and do your diagnostic. Now it's as simple as hooking up your 16-pin connector as you always would, registering on the scan tool, and you'll have a 12-month pass. And again, if you own one of those vehicles or you're working on a lot of those vehicles, having access to a scan tool to be able to do it is going to be imperative to you. So I just wanted to show that to you in case you would be working on those vehicles. Another vehicle that this was successfully used on from start to finish is this Audi A4. It had an EGR cooler failure, and all of the fault codes were pulled, cleared, and this scan tool is capable of bidirectional control. So everything we required on this job as well was done with this scan tool. In the next clip, I'm just going to show you some of the history logs of the vehicles that it was plugged into, because it's going to be an extremely long video if I go through them all, and you'll just get an idea of how effective it was. What I wanted to showcase in this section is the history side, to give you a snapshot of how many vehicles up to this point in the review was actually looked at. So you're seeing Hyundais, you're seeing multiple Fords. Some of these are the same vehicles, so it's not all broken down Fords, but we have pre-scans, we have post-scans, and sometimes while we're working on a vehicle, doing test drives, etc., checking, we might save a report as well. So that's why there's duplicates of vehicles in it. We have Nissan, Skoda, Peugeot, Audi, Fords again. Same Ford in that case, and you're just getting an overall idea of how comprehensive these reports can be. So if you look here, you see the description, the fault code, what's actually being stated, or what module you're in when you're checking it. And then if we click into the Peugeot one here, it's showing that we have electric park brake, left hand actuator intermittent, again the diagnostic trouble code, the mileage, the time when you done this. And if you start to implement this type of thing in your diagnostic approach, pre-scans and post-scans, to demonstrate to your customer, it can be absolutely fantastic. And worthwhile. I have definitely needed them tons of times over the years to show to a customer what was done, because they've had other faults in their vehicle and they think you haven't repaired necessarily anything. You can show, no, this is what was done and this is what you still have left to do. 2015 Ford Mondeo. I'm just going to try this out now. So if we go to special functions and we just look what we could do on the powertrain control module. So you see the list of capabilities it has. Fuel injector correction factors, reset the intake air throttle learned values, reset the exhaust gas recirculation learned values, reset the DPF learned values, reset the DPF pressure sensor learned values, diesel particulate filter static regeneration, reset the water and fuel warning indicator, reset the high pressure fuel system, reset the fuel injector learned values, reset the turbocharger learned values. This is one I'd done before. The fuel ones have been done before as well, the injector correction. And you have reset the high pressure fuel system. So camshaft position, reference, adaptation, learn, reset the fuel injector learn values across all cylinders, 1 2 3 4, reset the NOx sensor, reset the NOx sensor learn values in the rear, so front and rear, reset the low pressure fuel pump, reset the active grille shutter, reset the high pressure. So for the price point of where this tool is at, the ability to do all of those is exceptional. Active torque coupling, and then if we go into electrical, let's go to service functions, lane new module initialization, ABD initialization, trailer tow configure, what's cruise control, module calibration, chassis, so we have braking, ABS brake bleed, again extremely useful to be able to do that, electronic integrated parking brake, interactive vehicle dynamic initialization sequence, and valve calibration, TPMS, suspension, ride height calibration. And then we'll go to body. So we have security, we have service functions, battery monitoring system, rear view video camera configuration, image processing module A, camera alignment, keypad learn process. So we'll go to service functions and you can see the CEI lock configuration. We'll go to security. We have keyless entry code, remote start. So what a list of stuff we have in that. We'll go to common functions and then you can see all of the different things that's possible with it. EGR, throttle relearn, steering angle sensor reset, electric park brake. So that's a lot. I'm not even going to be able to show all of this in the video because it's just going to take too long on one vehicle, but that is so much that one scan tool is capable of doing, especially again at the price point it's at. You're talking about small money overall compared to where scan tools used to be. So I think it sits very well package wise, capability wise, functional wise in a professional workshop or DIY if you have a few family cars or you do a bit of hobby work yourself. This is going to cover a lot of vehicles for you. And the last vehicle example I want to show is an all-electric vehicle. This is a Renault Zoe. This is the newer version, and again we have a gateway block on it originally, but you do have two options on this to unlock or not unlock. In this case, I just wanted to go through in the unlocked section and do a health report. I wanted to see what it was capable of information wise pulling. I also want to see if we could get into live data and how much we can actually interpret in the unlock section. Again, if you were working on these vehicles, you can purchase that gateway pass, so you would be able to get into all of its capabilities. But in this demonstration and on this check, I just wanted to see what it was capable of reading. Now, Straight away you can see how fast it is. This is a multiple module, relatively new vehicle, and it would take multiple minutes on a lot of other scan tools to complete this. It has it done in under a minute, and we have all the fault codes found. So 19 systems, 72 diagnostic trouble codes. I do know that this was into the dealership for some work not that awful long ago, where there was some issues with different refrigerant and power issues. So we have a lot of fault codes stored here. A lot of them will be historic codes, I imagine, that weren't cleared when it was into the dealership for that original check. While there's no current issues with the vehicle, it's driving fine, it's charging fine, there's no warning lights on the dash, it's still fantastic to be able to pull all of this information from the memory of the vehicle and showcase to the customer what was previously stored. We also have the ability to clear the codes, which I did, and this is me looking at the live data section of it. So I want to see how much PIDs it's capable of bringing up, and as you can see here, we're up to number 15, 16, 17 and 18. Now the first wave, we just have additional information and some numbering to the side, so it's hard to pinpoint down exactly what that is. But as you go down further, you can see here electric motor phases, external temperature. We're getting exact identification on what those PIDs are. So that's extremely useful if you're working on this vehicle, and to have that at this price point of a scan tool is absolutely fantastic. And it's just another example of how in detail this can be, even when you haven't paid for the additional gateway lock. You're able to pull this info. And that is it for this review. That is the Thinkcar 689BT, an absolutely fantastic bit of kit. Thinkcar have done an excellent job on this. I would highly recommend it for the price point it's in. It's going to cover a vast majority of jobs, and the information I've collected from the workshop that's using it daily since is it's still their number one go-to item. They have more expensive equipment and they can grab any amount of different pieces to use on vehicles, but the Thinkcar is the number one that they go to. I also want to say, of all the entry-level / mid-range scan tools I have done in the past on my channel, this is the number one. Now bear in mind, them other scan tools are a number of years old, but this would definitely be my number one DIY purchase if you're looking for a scan tool. I will include all the links in the description for this tool, so if you're interested in it or you have any questions, any further information required, be sure to reach out to them for that. I no longer have this scan tool in my hand, so direct all the questions that you have on coverage, range, price point for your region, whether they ship to that country or not, to the information that I've linked. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you found it useful and informative. If you did, please like, share, comment and subscribe, and I hope to see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.